cliffhanger just at the beginning. I like that, Jared.
Yeah, it's not a cliffhanger, though. There's going to be no return for anyone.
That's fair. Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here today to talk about something that might be on your mind as the holiday seasons are coming up, which is simply stress. You know, the holidays can be pretty stressful. There's a lot of different reasons why they're stressful, and we're going to talk some of those out today and maybe figure out if there's some way we can de-stress a little bit. You know, self-care is very important, especially during the holidays, so you can not only enjoy the time with your friends and your loved ones, but also with yourself, because that's also pretty important. So we're here to talk about these stressful holidays and what we can do about them, and I'm happy to be joined by my good buddy, my co-host, Jared. What's going on, Jared?
Hi, Chad. I do enjoy spending time with myself, if you know what I mean. And that's exactly what I mean, spending time with myself. I don't picture you as someone that experiences holiday-related stress. But
I do.
If you do.
I do, and I'm excited to talk about some of them today.
Well, I was about to say I'm excited. It's written right here. I'm excited to learn about it, and maybe I can take some notes on how you handle it, because you always seem very cool, calm, and collected, Chad.
I try.
Not always, but most times.
Yeah, definitely not always.
I have some fun dictionary news.
Ooh, I'm excited. Of course we can
talk about
this,
some
Jared.
of the words added to the dictionary this year?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So here, this is from Reader's Digest. Fun place. I have a long list, but just to avoid having to go through the long list, here are some highlights of words added to the dictionary this year. I want to know how you feel about it. BIPOC, are you familiar with the term BIPOC?
I've heard it. I've read it a bunch of times. It's is it Black, Indigenous? No.
Yeah,
it's people of color.
Oh, perfect.
Is that it? Black, Indigenous,
go.
people of color. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yes. That was added. For years, the acronym POC was referred to people of color, BIPOC, as he said, picked up a major stream in esteem. Excuse me, that makes a lot more sense. In 2020, you probably saw the term on your social media channels, blah, blah, blah. It's an important example of how for sure. I mean, I definitely read it a lot on Twitter before I even knew what it was.
I wonder how many words you've learned from Twitter alone, Jared.
Oh, I've learned a lot. Have you heard about the yassification of things?
Is that just like over glorifying it, or like treat yourself like yas, or like what?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't even understand, Chad. This what I'm doing where I have this stressed thing, like stressed forehead scrunch. I don't really understand
that was me yesterday.
What yassification is, but you know how there's a Twitter feed. I believe. Let me pull it up. Oh, I have a computer right in front of me. I believe it's called the Yassify bot. And I can't believe I'm saying these words. Speaking of words I've learned this year, and it takes pictures of people, and it you know how you can here it is, the Yassify bot. You know how you can touch up someone's face to look like hotter than they really are, or clean up any blemishes on their face. I'm going to share my screen with you. No one can see this, but I'm going to do this. Where is it? Well, here we go. Look at this. This is here a perfect example of this is Yassify.
Oh, whoa. Okay. So
they just take
it's taking one person's picture and then completely making it look like a beautiful woman, right?
It's essentially like exaggerating the touch up.
That's hilarious.
It's exaggerating touch up to the point where every person turns into a
unrecognizable.
Not hot. It's not even hot because they look like a computer
right
anime. Like here's Spock as a hot chick.
Right.
That's
hilarious.
Spock? What is that? That's
Eminem.
Not Spock. Yeah, there's Eminem.
That kind of looks like Adele.
Oh yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. So, scary Mark Zuckerberg. The thumbs have been yassified and they have French tips. So that's
hilarious.
that's another social media. That'll be 2022 because I just learned about that this year.
Yassification.
But that's something that's been a trend on Twitter recently, and I'm like, where has this come from and how has this started? I don't get it. But anyway,
it's funny, dude. That's crazy.
Here's another one. Hard pass.
Oh, that's like that's like no thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna swerve on that. That's another way to say
hard
that.
pass. Yeah. Ooh, I like that, Jared. Swerve on it.
But yeah, that's a popular one, which just means that's a big hard no for me. Cancel culture, of course.
Or if you get curved, that's a little different though, right?
I feel like that's more of like
something more of a dating. You get kind of rejected,
that's more like
right?
a dating sort of reference.
Like I've definitely seen a meme where it's like when she curves you, so you like text her friend or something like that.
That's probably existed. I hope it was funnier than your version of it.
Probably.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it was.
Existed.
Had tons of likes.
Here's
of
another
one
that. Here's another one that I think we learned either last year or 2 years ago, and it is Hygge. Do you remember? Hygge.
Oh, what was that from?
We had a lot of conversation about this. We even put in some slight effort into trying to figure out what ultimate Hygge really meant.
That's like,
don't you remember? Are you getting any closer?
It's weird, dude. Like when I hear the word, I recognize it, but no, I don't remember.
I thought you were about to say it's weird, dude. When I listen to you, I just don't take any of it in. It was the IKEA thing where they where it was like a form of like the ultimate
Hygge.
Coziness or comfort.
Yes,
remember?
comfort. Yes.
And IKEA sent those two people to like Denmark or something, and they like experienced there was some video that I remember. I don't know if you watched it, but I watched a video. I told you to watch it.
No, I remember that now.
And they went to like the date, like this tiny home and shit, and the people that lived on a
happiness
boat and
too,
stuff.
Right?
Yeah, they're trying to
What is happiness kind
of? And they all seemed very content yet lived very simple lives, and they were trying to figure out what sort of what comfort and happiness meant to them. So yeah, you know that feeling of snuggling up on a couch in front of flickering fire. There's a word in German like this.
Gemütlich.
There we go. Thank you.
Natürlich, gemütlich. You need to practice your umlauts. There you go, Jared.
So yeah. So actually, I don't even need to read what they just said. I explained it. We explained it better than they ever could. Flex. I'm surprised that one just came about.
I'm surprised that.
I mean, that's
we did
probably
an episode
been around
on that.
To be fair, it is new. I think that's probably been around for like the past 4 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, in like super popular culture. It's probably been around longer than that, like in hip hop or something like that.
I wonder what are some like holiday flexes.
The car commercials that have the bow on top of the car.
That's true.
I was like, who's doing this?
That would be, hey, dude, if I woke up and someone goes like, hey, I got you this car for Christmas.
And it's usually a luxury car, too.
I'm not going to say no. You can put a Lexus in my driveway. I'll drive it.
Sure, of course. I'm not, I mean, well, I would, I don't know if I want someone buying me a car because it's like, that's like someone buying, like just like I don't want someone buying me like shoes. Really, it's like you don't really know what I want, you know. It's
all
like,
right, bro, I'm returning your
Sambas. I hate this color.
Right.
Is there a receipt for this car? Can I take it back and switch it out with the one that I actually want? Here's another one, by the way. Long hauler. We know where that comes from.
Oh yeah, yep. One of my coworkers, unfortunately, is a long hauler.
And a long hauler is someone that has symptoms of COVID symptoms for an extended period of time, even after they,
Jared. They linger.
Yeah, lingering COVID symptoms even after they test negative for COVID.
Yep.
Pod. I don't know what this is.
Professional
Here's an example
development.
Of an old word gaining new meaning. Pod has long referred to vegetables, pea pods, social groups of whales. As of January 2021, it is also defined as a
whales.
Usually
pod. Okay.
Small group of people, such as family members. Oh, I see what they're saying. Family members, friends, coworkers, and classmates who regularly interact closely with one. So it's like during COVID.
That came from COVID.
We were in a pod.
We were different pods.
Your family was like during like the early pre-vaccine days. Your family was were really the only people I would hang around.
You were in my
we kind of trusted each other.
Pod co-hosts, and we were in each other's pod.
That's true. That's true.
Pun fully intended there, Jared.
Yeah. We here's another one. Bubble. That was kind of the same thing.
Similar. Yeah. They were doing that at schools too. I think they were like trying to group kids in pods so they could contact trace easier and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Here's another one, a little wet market. I definitely did not know what a wet market was before.
Oh, you mean just like a wet market, like where they sell animals?
Yeah, that's where they said
like food and.
I don't know where COVID came from. Before I say this, we're gonna get the little COVID warning like they put on Instagram. When people
for sure.
Talk about COVID. I have no idea. I'm not saying I know where COVID came from, but I'm saying I learned about wet markets from COVID when people because people say like that's where you go to buy like animals that have just like like bats and various varmints and whatnot. And fish and whatnot just laid out in an unhygienic manner.
I tell you what, Jared, before I lived in China, I didn't know what a wet market was either.
Have you been to one?
Kind of, yeah. There was one that a full one, no, because like the big ones, I don't know if they have them in like Beijing or Shanghai. I think they're in other
smaller cities.
Yeah, and probably tier 2 cities, but I could be wrong about that. But even like it's just
I'm
a
sure
lot
you
of
weren't
like
doing intense wet market research while you were there.
No, I was
if
not.
You were, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, no, I had other research to do, Jared. It was teaching and stuff like that. But it was pretty interesting, like just to see a lot of it. At least the stuff I saw was more like seafood, right? So they had literally like tanks of fish. Mm-hmm. They had like turtles, frogs,
dogs.
Frogs.
I know.
Turtles,
I know.
Frogs.
I heard you.
I never saw any dogs.
Cats, bats.
No.
Because those that's
not
like
the ones I went to.
That's like the social media.
Those are the hardcore
that everyone was talking about.
Right.
Was like where they were selling all the stuff that it's just that just the fear mongering is what I'm talking about. Anyway, digital blackface. I don't know if I know this one.
Digital
is the latest
never
iteration of cringy cultural appropriation. Merriam-Webster describes it as the use by white people of digital depiction of black, brown skin tone. So is it a representation? Okay, I should actually read that instead of mumbling it to myself. The use by white people of digital depictions of black or brown people or skin tones, especially for the purpose of self-representation or self-expression. So I'm going to guess like maybe emojis, if you choose to use like the black person and you're not black or something for your emojis. Oh, yeah. Or maybe like filters that sort of give you like a quote-unquote fake tan or something. Who knows? I don't know. I'm making shit up. I sound like my
let me ask you this, though, Jared.
Right,
regarding emojis, I just use the stock one, which is more of a yellow color.
Yeah.
Should I be changing mine to a more pasty color?
It's digital Simpsons face.
Exactly. So does that make it okay?
I think yellow's okay. I think because I think that's ambiguous.
Right.
I do use black ones, but I rarely use emojis. I mostly use just this. I'm a big fan of the laughing with the teardrops coming out, which is also ambiguous. And occasionally I do like to use what is it? Oh, the wave, and I'll use a black hand.
Oh, there you go.
The Berkeley Library reports when non-black people use GIFs and images, there we go, of black people to convey their own emotions, it is intentionally or not perpetuating harmful stereotypes. So if you're not black, pause next time you're attempting to send a funny reaction. You can't even GIF or meme depicting a black person.
Really?
Damn, that's strict.
That might be a little extreme, isn't it?
I feel like I can get on board with I don't want to see white people using black person emojis. That's kind of weird to me. And as the kids would say, cringe. I don't like to use that term because that's a very 2020, 2021 term.
Cringe.
But I don't. Maybe there's some memes where I'd be like, "This is kind of weird," but in general,
like what if I saw a funny like a Pulp Fiction one and sent that to you?
The basketball player that has like the WTF look on his face, that's super popular one. Like anyone can use that,
or even the LeBron James gif where he's like going like this, like after J.R. Smith.
I think that's a little strict.
Right.
But I understand. Twitter.
Now, here's the thing, though, Jared. Mm-hmm. I feel like if me as a white person sent a gif of like, like the Denzel Washington gif that says my,
that's a little different.
That would be a little like off. I feel like
where you're like
that'd also be digital blackface too, right? I would think.
I don't know if it's. I guess so. To me, that feels like sort of like a trick to say the N-word. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
for sure.
like oh, I'm getting away. I didn't say it.
It's just the GIF. It's just the GIF.
Anyone
who sent the GIF? Who sent the GIF, bro?
Yeah, that's a good example. Performative, which is a popular social media term, where it's like people like people reacting to things or like pretending to like stick up for some cause.
Like
and it's
acting.
like you really don't feel this strongly
Virtue signaling?
about this. It could be used. Virtual signaling could be used as a tactic for performative language. You know,
Performative. You're right.
I would actually say virtue signaling is kind of like performative language for like the right. Like that's sort of like a language like signaling something. Sokolowski says the new definition was initially difficult to pin down. It shifted from a very specific and technical meaning in linguistics to a much broader general use that seems to so transparent in meaning that it's surprising that the new meaning the disapproving done for show is so recent. Okay, whatever. I explained it well enough. I don't need
Right. Performative. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Decarceration. I've never heard of this term. Have you heard of this term?
Is that the opposite of incarceration? To get out of
It
jail
is.
and
Yeah.
be lifted of your crimes, or that's not the right term. You know what I mean, too.
Expunged. Have you records
Thank you.
expunged for like
That's a good word
small,
right there, Jared.
That is a good word.
Expunged.
Let's see what my word of the day is. Rankle. Okay, it's not expunged.
Rankle. Is that a Southern person saying wrinkle? Got a rankle in those
Yeah, that's
jeans.
the word of the day. A Southern accent. To cause anger, irritation, or bitterness is to rankle.
Jared,
That's
you
not,
rankle
By the way,
me.
that's not a 2020.
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Is
Yeah,
it
you
a
can say
verb?
that. Jesus Christ, I keep lagging. It's a verb to rankle someone.
Okay.
So yeah,
I like that one.
On social media, there is a popular prison abolishment movement for sure. I see it a lot on Black Twitter. Obviously, that's a problem in the Black community.
That's a good word to say, though, Jared. It feels good. Decarceration.
Mm-hmm. Better than incarceration.
Oh, for sure.
Why would it not be outcarceration? Anyway, I'm getting pedantic.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's just the difference between in
out.
And... Oh, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Great, valid point,
the
Jared.
opposite of being in is being out.
True.
To carcerate someone, in or
Is
out.
that to jail somebody? Oh, yeah.
Now I'm just making up words.
That word just sounds. If is carcerate a word? That word sounds rough, or it sounds like he got carcerated.
It's not a word.
It is now, Jared. No.
We could do that. We have that power.
That is true.
Makerspace.
I mean, we have created our own untranslatables, Jared.
Have you heard? That's true. Oh, see, I've been so lazy on the drops because we're usually in front of each other now. But if if it was back in the day, I would have immediately
slipping on
played this like a professional.
That's right. I'll never forget, Jared, when my one student in the Czech Republic asked me if that was like a legit idiom, and part of me really wanted to be like, yes.
I mean, what makes a legit idiom and not a legit idiom, Chad?
That's true. It's not in the dictionary, Jared.
What legitimizes? Well, no idiom is in the dictionary.
That's true.
What legitimizes an idiom?
That's a good question.
Someone saying it, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's all it really takes. Sapiosexual. Do you know what a sapiosexual is? I'm not going to go through all of them. What is it?
I could see you maybe as a sapiosexual, Jared. It's someone who's into somebody who's intelligent. They find intelligence very sexy, Jared.
Thank you. That's actually kind of a compliment.
You're an intelligent guy.
Oh, wow. You know, I got someone just yesterday recommended to me that they thought
talk nerdy to him.
Or no, they thought I would like Maria Bamford, who's a great comedian.
Damn it, let me go turn
But at
this
the same time, do you know who? Okay, Chad just walked away. Oh, because he has a house phone. Look at his little. He's got basset hounds. Are those basset hounds on your pajama pants?
You better believe it, dude.
Those are adorable.
Thank you, sir. They're fluffy and comfy.
Do you know who Maria Bamford is?
I do not know.
Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway. What's a sapiosexual?
Sapiosexual. Someone.
Oh
who
yeah, no, you told me.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence. Right.
Yep.
I'm smart. I'm a smart person. Second gentleman. That's a new term.
Second gentleman. Is that like your side dude?
Another term for men was finally made official this year. It's second gentleman, Douglas Craig Emhoff. Do you know who he is?
I
Douglas Craig Emhoff. To be fair, I wouldn't if I didn't have the answer right in front of me. He is the husband to Vice President Kamala Harris. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so
second
he's the
gentleman.
second gentleman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because I guess it's the second
First
lady.
woman. Yeah, second lady.
No, it's the first lady is
Right.
the president's wife.
President.
So I guess
and then the VP.
damn, that's a
is
shitty.
the second.
I want to be the second.
Oh, then are you the third then as it goes down the
what if
ranks?
you're
That's
the,
probably
what if
not
you're
how that
the
works.
Speaker of the House or whatever?
Right.
Aren't they the ones that
Here's
get
the fourth gentleman.
I think it stops after the president.
Right, probably. You mean vice president.
Yeah.
But
and here's the last one I'll bring up, ASMR,
Okay.
which has obviously been around for a while. But
What is that? I see that all the time, and I don't know what it means, Jared. I've
don't
been
know what
too lazy
ASMR
to
is?
look it up. Is it like peaceful or calming, or no? I have no idea.
I mean,
what is it?
it is considered to be peaceful or calming, but it's a very
Okay.
specific kind of video. I'm surprised you don't know what this is. It's very popular.
I mean, I think I've seen ASMR. That's why.
What do you
but
think? What do you think it is? I'll
like
tell you.
I
hold
said,
on.
like. Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll tell you what the term is after you tell me what the guess is.
Like I said, like something like peaceful or calming, or like I don't know. It's like
No, that's not specific enough.
no. Okay.
Because if you knew what it is, it would be a lot more specific than that.
Okay. Yeah.
The
then
term
what-
is autonomous sensory meridian response. I didn't know that.
Okay. It's quite
and
the
what it
mouthful
is-
right there.
What it is?
You said that one more time, Jared.
Autonomous sensory meridian response. And so what it is when people like certain sounds give people like physical responses almost. So like a pleasant tingling sensation that so it can be a calming feeling.
Apparently, the sound of like rain.
No,
is also ASMR, right?
It could be.
No?
But the popular ones the popular ones are like you've never seen the videos of like people who we could do it right now.
Let's do
I could do ASMR for you. I need to
Let's
move my
get some
screen.
ASMR. Let's do it. Why not?
All right, here's ASMR. Here. I need to.
I mean,
turn
this is a
up
great
my
way to
mic.
de-stress for the holidays, Jared. A little ASMR.
Hello, Chad. So ASMR is when people turn up their microphone. Hold on, I gotta get a little louder. When people turn up their microphones very high and like. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, sorry, I need to. But it's still. Hold on. You know when you talk into the microphone, and usually I don't have paper in front of me, but usually they'll also like crinkle paper.
Oh yeah.
That's ASMR, Chad. Okay, hold on. I need to readjust my levels a little bit.
Interesting.
That's ASMR.
Okay.
So, how do I sound?
You gotta turn it up a little bit.
That's what. Oh yeah. Okay, I hear it.
I
Now.
want you
hear it
coming
now.
in a little hotter.
I hear it now. That's what ASMR is. And
Okay.
so it's just, and people will like also. I would definitely. Oh, you know what I could have done? Here's
What?
another thing that they'll do. Let me do one more.
All right, let's see it.
Here's a
Let's hear
great
it.
example because I first I don't know how I didn't think I. Okay, hold on. So people will also
Just drinking some coffee.
like eat food, or people
Oh,
will
really?
eat food
Okay.
into the and like crunch into it. That's what ASMR
Oh,
is.
yep. Okay. Nice.
And it's super popular on social media. People, those little Zoomers love it. Am I too loud? I feel like I'm too loud.
I think I've seen one where it was like a drone shot of something, but I don't remember. I thought it said something about ASMR, but
Like I follow a soccer dude, and he does soccer ASMR occasionally, where he'll like it'll be like him like dropping his shoes on the ground. It'll be like the sound of it, tightening them up with the microphone up real
yep.
high, like taking a shot, and he'll have like the microphone real high, like behind the net, so you hear like the sound of it like hitting the net.
okay.
And so he'll do ASMR. stuff too.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
That's what ASMR is, Chad.
Learning all sorts of new stuff from 2020 and 2021. That's awesome.
Those are some new terms. I actually later maybe I'll have some more for you.
Nice.
Who knows?
Yeah, I hope
knows?
so. I hope so.
But I think I've given you enough for today.
I think so. Well, I think it's time for me to give you what our namesake is here, Jared, if you know what time it might be. Always on time. It's time for some untranslatables, which are idioms, proverbs, sayings, axioms that don't always translate on a one-to-one basis into English. And we are your tried and true, not yet certified, but working on it, professionals bringing you these untranslatables.
We have a few
I
more
hope Jared's
courses.
going to get us started. That's right.
A couple more hours of TS or TA time that we have to put in, but we're real close to getting our certifications. And I'm going to hang it up on the wall right here. I have a spot right next to me, right there.
Perfect.
The hook's already.
Oh, I see that, Jared. Good
I'm ready
planning.
for my certificate.
That's commitment and dedication right
Official
there.
untranslatable expert. My first one is Tagalog. Tagalog.
I think that's how you say it.
I hate myself, dude.
They're speaking in the Philippines.
Yeah, they speak it in the Philippines. I didn't know that. Balat sibuyas. Onion skins. Onion skins. Think about it. Think about an onion skin.
It's thin, easily breakable. Is it someone who's sensitive?
Chad. There you go.
Woo!
We also
All right.
though we have a term for it. You actually mentioned it in you mentioned it in when you explained how we would say it in the U.S. You mentioned it in your explanation of onion skins.
To be sensitive.
No,
Thin-
an untranslatable.
thin-skinned.
We would. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Thin-skinned. That's what we would.
thick-skinned
That
or
would be our
thin-skinned, I guess,
untranslatable.
Okay.
You know, it's
Yeah.
interesting because when I thought first thing onions. Now, obviously, onion skins are weak and easily breakable and sensitive. But when I think onions and I think untranslatables, I think of Shrek and Shrek
Ogres are
explaining
like onions, donkey.
Exactly. Nobody.
for sure.
Well, why didn't you say parfaits? Every day, you've never heard anyone say, "Hey,
cake.
let's go get a parfait." No, I don't like parfaits.
Right. Or
Dude,
cake,
that movie
it's got
is
layers.
so good. That movie
It
is
is.
so good.
even the sequels are actually pretty decent. That's one of those
I
rare
saw
ones.
I saw Shrek 2 and 3. I don't know if I saw like the Puss in Boots offshoots, but Shrek 2 and 3 were good too, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a classic,
Definitely.
millennial classic right there.
Oh, without a doubt. All right, Jared, I'm going to get you started off today with a Norwegian untranslatable because, Jared, I figured since we're going to be talking about stressful holidays later, we might as well talk about, I'm pretty sure Norway is like one of the happiest places on the earth. Okay. So maybe we can glean some happiness from these untranslatables. Maybe not. We'll see.
Second happiest place on the earth was my bedroom.
Should I just say bow chicka wow wow or what
I
drop
don't
should
know.
be going after that?
I should take that out. I should edit that out. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, why do I need
You
to?
could.
I was like, why do I need to say this terrible joke? I really don't need to. And then it came out and I was like, shit, I said it. All right, go ahead.
Anyways.
It's not even true, by the way.
Der
It's very sad.
Ugler i mosen. There are owls in the moss.
There are owls in the moss. And this is supposed to be calming, or you just said this because this is a calming location?
Calming location has
Okay.
no relation to this actual
Owl in the moss. That's
untranslatable.
like there's a hair in the butter. Something off here. I don't something fishy.
Hit that ham horn, Jared. Good work. Yeah. Something is off or not quite right. There's something, or there's something secretive or sinister of a situation. But here's the weird thing, Jared. Apparently, this untranslatable began. The original saying was "Der ulver i mosen," which is Norwegian for "there are wolves in the bog." But so apparently, mosen can mean moss or bog, maybe like a swampy area, I guess.
Okay.
But either way, owls or wolves, it's just one letter difference, I guess, in Norwegian, which is kind of cool. But yeah,
I
good
see.
work, Jared.
My final untranslatable is Arabic, and it's Ru Balit al Bahar. You could also say Ru Kanis al Sadra. That's hard. Sahra. That's hard for my English speaking mouth to do. Sadra. Yeah. Anyway, one of them is go tile the ocean,
Okay. Oh, okay.
and the other one
this
is
like okay.
go sweep the desert.
Yeah. So it just means like it means like screw you, like go F yourself, right? Like F off,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Or
Yes. So get lost is what I would say.
get lost, yeah. So-
I just using my powerful brain, Chad, thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you can help me think of some more great alternatives to telling someone essentially to get lost. Do you want to hear my some of my
yes,
favorite
dude.
ways to say it?
Yes.
All right.
I like those though. First, go sweep the ocean, and go sweep the desert and go tile the ocean. That's great.
Yeah, go tile the ocean's a good one.
Yeah, that
Sweep
is
the
a
desert
good
actually
one.
good too. Now I think about it,
Yeah.
those are both
Go,
great.
go sweep the desert. That's a good one.
All right, here's some of my favorites. Let me see if I can put them in order from least favorite. I mean, I like them all, but least a favorite. But I do like them all. Obviously, these are my favorites. It's like, what was it? David Letterman, who did like the top 10 or whatever. No, I said there were 7. 1, 2, 3.
Jared's top 7. Here
Yeah,
we go.
top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Top 6. Number 6. Take a hike.
Oh, yep.
Number 5. Buzz off. Buzz off is a fun one.
Yep.
Number 4. Bugger off or bugger off. That's a fun
Is that
one.
more British?
A little British. I feel like
Bug
I'm
off?
still a little hot.
I mean, would they say piss off too, don't they?
Piss off.
Piss off.
Yeah, but that's not in my top. How many do I have left? Oh, I have 2 left. So number 2 is go play in traffic.
Oh, yep. Go
fun
play in
one.
traffic. Yep.
Number 1, my all-time favorite, is pound sand. That's a fun one.
Oh,
go
yeah.
pound sand. That's hilarious.
I think
to
you
me.
skipped like maybe 4, Jared.
Oh, yeah, I missed one. I did miss one. Pound sand's my favorite. Okay, this one would be before go play in traffic. I would have chosen this one. Go play in traffic is 2. Pound sand is 1. I didn't lie there, but I did miss 3. And that would be vamos.
Oh, vamos is a good one.
Yeah.
Yes,
because obviously in
dude,
Spanish they say
vamos.
vamonos, which means let's go.
Is
But in
that
the
where it
US
comes from?
that would be my guess. Although vamonos
Dude,
means
you
let's
just
go,
blew
which
my
implies we all go together.
We all go. Whereas
But
vamos is like,
is
get out of here.
Bug off. You
Yeah,
know?
bug off.
Pound sand.
But
I
play in
assume-
traffic.
I assume that the origin was vamonos, but that's just a guess.
Maybe. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the etymology of vamos is, but
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Well,
I'm glad
Jared,
you noted that I missed that one. Thank you.
Sorry, I was curious. You
No,
had
I'm
me
glad.
on the edge
that
of my
was
seat.
a good one. That was
It
a
is
good one. I like that one, and
Yeah.
I completely missed it on my own list.
We're a team, Jared. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for. Well, Jared, if you told me to vamoose, I might respond with "Hvair I vien?" What's in the way, Jared?
What's wrong? Is that just saying what's wrong? What's
yeah.
bothering you?
Yeah, but I like it. What's in the way? That's like
Yeah.
a cool way to phrase what's wrong.
I feel like that's
It's very
a great.
non-confrontational.
Yes, that's a great way to approach a conflict, where it's
Yeah.
like, listen, it's clearly.
What's in the way?
Yeah, I would-
Sorry, that was my terrible Norwegian
I was like, well, what the hell was
impersonation. Terrible attempt at it.
Yeah, because it's like, listen, I love you, and we're not living our best life, and I would like to know what's in the way so we can move that out of the way and proceed forward. You know what? I'm going to keep
Exactly.
that in my quiver for
There you
when
go.
my
Your
next
untranslatable
relationship-
toolbox.
my next relationship in 48 years.
There you go. Perfect. Nice. Well, Jared, should we talk about these stressful holidays?
Yes.
And
What brings you stress around the holidays, Chad? What
the biggest
aspects?
thing, for me, the biggest thing is like all the junk you have to get done kind of before the holidays. And this could be
Like
either
work?
work or
Okay.
school related. So for school related, obviously, it's like all your final papers, final exams. I've been helping a lot of faculty with all their grading, also with like some of them move their exams online, you know, because of the bug out there, the vid. So, so just like all the pressure of just getting all the things you need done for work, so you can also hopefully relax and enjoy the holidays to some degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is not a challenge for me, although I have been having internal debates with myself about whether I'm going to bring my work computer, and I guess that's just a matter of how much work I get done before I have to leave. My stress is not from that, though. My stress comes from, as I mentioned, gift giving is kind of stressful for me. And not just gift giving,
Yep.
more the buying process, like this time when you need to be getting
Sure.
gifts and preparation. That's stressful. Also, I don't love like I mean, it's not. I guess it won't probably be as much of an issue now because it's COVID time. But in general, I don't love like big groups of people. And my family is big, and there's a lot of like random conversations. There's a lot of people coming in and out. There's a lot of small talk. There's a lot of standing to eat or sitting with like people bumping. Like it's just like it's like being around people like that for hours is exhausting.
It's a lot of
to
people.
Me. Some people love
it's
that.
A lot.
I don't love that, and that process is exhausting. And actually, just not that I have a problem with being in like Louisiana with my family, but it does feel like there's more of just like a social requirement,
Right.
which is kind of exhausting for me. So I don't even I don't find that to be that relaxing. Not that it's stressful and I come back like exhausted, but like I don't think that's my idea of like how I would choose to relax per se.
Right. Yeah, it can be stressful spending time with family as much as we may love them. It can certainly be a lot, and as you mentioned, Jared, if there's tons of people there, I think that can certainly drain your social batteries.
Yeah.
Especially like some, like I've definitely got some family that I haven't seen or really talked to in years that we did hang out during the holidays years ago, and it just honestly, man, it was just kind of awkward and uncomfortable. And so that's kind of why we just haven't, spent holidays with them. So as evil as this may sound, sometimes you just have to know when to not associate with certain people, even if it's family members over the holidays,
Yeah, I
if
get
it's
that.
not good for your mental health. And if it's, I don't know, just sometimes it does irritate me when people say, well, it's family, you have, and it's like, if they don't treat you with respect, if they're not kind to you, if you don't enjoy spending time with them, then maybe you should limit that time or just not spend time with them,
Yeah. Your own mental health should be the priority, and if being around your family or like stresses you out and like exhausts you in a way that doesn't seem healthy, you don't owe them anything. That's true.
Right.
It's easier said than done for sure.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Because I definitely and just like a purely like theoretical standpoint, I get that. But then like I'm a hypocrite, is what I'm saying.
Right. Well, the thing is too is sometimes people can you can have family members who have either they're just plain rude or maybe they have very different values or it could be all sorts of things. They could be
you know what I would like? Mm-hmm. I think it would be better personally for me. I always go to Louisiana for these things, and usually like Christmas is at my grandma's house where like that's where all the big family side, everyone is going in and out for hours. And that usually I think if I lived in the place where the festivities lived and I could drive there with my own vehicle, it would be better. I think because it's my I know I'm going to be trapped. Like I'm trapped essentially. That's part of the like it's like a not a literal claustrophobia, but like a metaphorical claustrophobia because I know there's no way I can leave, and I'm probably going to be one of the last people here. That in itself is sort of stresses me out. Where it's like I'm definitely ready to go before everyone else, and
sure.
I feel a little trapped.
Yeah, that's certainly not a fun feeling. If you are, if you're stuck somewhere. I mean, you can't just take your car. Be like, no, Mom, Dad, I'm going to take my car.
Well, I guess I can now. I've never driven to Louisiana before until I guess I did once a while ago, but I've never on a regular basis driven to Louisiana until the pandemic. Right. So now I guess I could. But now I'm hoping I'm not even in a situation where I'm around this many people because it's also a pandemic. So it might be a moot point because I don't think they're going to do the same thing, like the normal sort of family thing where it's just like an open door at my grandma's house.
That's probably smart, honestly. I mean,
because-
we're keeping it pretty lean in my family too, who we're seeing these holidays.
Yeah, because I know my immediate family is vaxxed up, but I can't account for all these extended people. What are we gonna do? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do vax checks at the door at my parents' house.
Wear some sunglasses. Have your arms crossed at the front door.
Nah, Uncle Joe, you got to get out of here.
Go pound sand.
Yeah.
Just keep your list of all the ways you can say that.
Yeah.
Go tile the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. Go tile the swamp or whatever. They're in Louisiana. All right. So I still feel like I'm too loud. Every time I do some loud, I should not do ASMR. I'm not good enough with my mixer to be doing live spins on the mixer. Anyway,
right. What? Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna get to. I have ways to minimize stress. Ways that I've done in the past. Ways I plan on doing now. And I'm gonna share them with you. Hopefully, you have some.
Nice.
So maybe
I've
I can
got a
get
couple
some new
too.
ones.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
we can go
I've
back
got
and
a
forth.
couple too.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of my personal favorites. I've been doing this for since my parents have had this house in Louisiana. So I don't know, however long that's been. I like rummaging through my old literature and doing deep dives on that. And mainly when I say literature, I'm talking about two things. Well, one thing, two different things. Comic books. So
nice.
Me and my sister, I guess both, have a lot of like Foxtrot and Calvin and Hobbes comics.
I did not know you were into comics.
Those
That's
two specifically.
Awesome. Okay.
I used to read the
Hobbes.
I love. Are you familiar with Foxtrot? Are you familiar with that one?
I've never heard of Foxtrot. No.
Calvin Hobbes is a classic. Foxtrot, I think, a little less popular, but still pretty popular. I was also like a fan of like the Sunday comics, of course, like those. I'm not a fan of like anime-ish comics or like comics like that. Yeah, I actually, when I first moved to Germany, was the first time I saw like proper anime comics, and it was always funny to me to watch my Japanese friends like read anime, and they just have like straight faces, just like. And I'm like, are those like funny or like? Because the only comics I really had any experience with was like Sunday comics and Calvin and Hobbes and Foxtrot, like books and stuff. And I'm like, are those funny? And I was like, interesting, a whole new world. This is why people should. Perfect example why people should live outside of their little bubbles. Anyway, I like to do that, so that's fun. Sometimes I like to also pick through and like see like old novels from like that were maybe assigned to me when I was a kid. Like I feel like I have like To Kill a Mockingbird at my house now because I like saw it at
Dude, that's worth rereading for sure. That's a classic.
Yeah, for sure. And you got to have everyone loves a good bookshelf. You got to have a good bookshelf. I wish I had a setup where I could have it behind me. That's really the ideal.
Oh, for sure.
But my setup
that's kind of a good flex right there too. If you got like a, in my opinion, I'm a nerd though.
No, I'm
so
with you.
I'm
with you. My setup kind of looks like I'm in like a Scandinavian prison or something.
Right.
It's not a good look.
And as you said, Jared, I'm in my bunker in the woods.
Yeah, it does look like that, especially with the lighting.
Yeah.
Another. Do you have one?
One that I really like to do, well, especially during the holidays, kind of related to what you do. What you do is I really enjoy rummaging through, really just any of my older stuff. Like, also one that I have is like I've got some old guitar magazines, and it's kind of cool to like find some from like 2010. Which to me, Jared, doesn't seem that long ago, but like it was like
it's 11 years,
pretty soon 12 years ago. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think that, and just goes to show you how I'm getting old, Jared.
Yeah.
And but anyways, and I enjoy doing that. Looking through, dude, I found my old iPod.
That's a good.
That
one.
was really fun to like
one.
go through as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, one way that I really enjoy to de-stress from the holidays as well is, I mean, for me, it's playing guitar, but for just anybody out there listening, it's like do a hobby of yours that you just like, you can just kind of sit down and almost mindlessly do. Like for some people that might be playing video games. For you, Jared, it's probably like maybe soccer or even just like juggling a soccer ball inside, like doing something that's kind of like maybe mindless isn't the right term, but like something where you can focus, but like it's not like reading or you know what I mean? It's just like something that you can kind of automatically do with your body a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't know how to explain it better, but I know what you're saying, and that makes sense to me.
And so like for me, like guitar, it's like it's physical. I mean, you can make guitar something that you have to concentrate a lot with your mind. But I mean, like for me, it's more like sitting on the couch. I love using the term noodling, just like kind of playing guitar, strumming some chords. You know, that's why I kind of wanted to equate it with you, like kind of like juggling a soccer ball or like leisurely like shooting like a soccer ball. You know what I mean? Like something
I know
like
what
that.
you mean. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a form of meditation where it's like you're not really. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's like you brought up knitting our last episode. It kind of be like knitting.
That's a good example too.
Yeah.
And one that I kind of brushed over is knowing when you need your space. That's a big one.
Oh, that's a big one.
I feel like the older I've gotten, the better I've gotten at knowing when to remove myself from a situation, you know, and be like, you know what, I think I've had enough for the night.
Well, that's a great point though, Jared, though too, because it's a two-way street though too with that, right? Like sometimes it's good to know when people need like if you're like a guest and it's like, oh, maybe it's time, maybe they want some space, you know. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's a big one. I used to get like that a lot when we would have a lot of family over the summer, but it was nice because they would stay at my grandma's place. So when we would come home, that was kind of when, you know, I would get more of my own space. But if you're all staying in one spot, it can certainly be nice if you can like have your own space or have some of your own like me time for a while.
There are jokes, speaking of needing your own space, and there are jokes on social media about during the holiday season when the family members go for like a quote-unquote walk, meaning they're going to like smoke marijuana outside, and they like there's a whole bunch of jokes about like needing to get away from the family and being like, we're going to go for a walk. And I get that as a needing space thing, and like I need to get away, but how does that work? I'm just curious. When you come back inside the house, no one's asking questions. Like, why does our house now smell like weed? So whenever I see these hilarious memes, I'm like, I don't even understand. This makes no sense to me. Like, how is no one referencing the elephant in the room, which is the smell of weed? I feel like I would notice that if like people left and then they came back and all of a sudden the whole house smells like weed. You know, my grandma has a small house. Maybe these are people that are coming into mansions and they're like, we'll go into the south wing exit.
Exactly.
Anyway, you mentioned another one, bringing soccer stuff. I'm definitely doing that. That's another good thing about this pandemic has turned me into a driver, apparently. Because I'm not going to, you're not going to catch me in a viral video on an airplane. That's a great way to get away. I can already see myself.
Duct taping a guy in the seats with his shirt off.
I can already see myself. Such a hilarious visual. I can already see myself playing soccer for way too long as just because it's like it's nice to be out of the house, you know. Because I'm in a nice weather location, you know, which is an anomaly for a Michigander. And
call me crazy though, Jared. Speaking of like just going places like to a new location, I wish I had like Louisiana weather. I've been thinking of maybe taking the van on a little trip during my week off for a day or two.
Yeah, you should. That's actually
not
another
sure
one.
where to go yet.
That's actually a great. I didn't even register what I was saying, but in itself, for me personally, leaving this weather is a great de-stressor. For me.
Oh, 100%.
The freedom to be able to like go outside and do outdoor activities without
actually sunny after 4:00.
And I don't even need, because Louisiana, it's not guaranteed that it's going to be like 70s, 80s, but even like 50s plus is like, okay, you could do stuff. Like
that's a very Michigander thing to say, Jared. I feel like folks out in California would be like 50. I'm putting on my winter coat.
Yeah, that's exactly what my family would all have jackets on. And they'd be like, "You just came over here with that
wearing a
with
tank
that
top,
yeah, with the t-shirt." Woo. Okay, and it's like only if you knew how much of a cold coward I was in comparison to my my Midwest brethren. But I'll take it. I'll take it, making me out as some sort of tough guy. But I can't even believe. So I brought up the whole going for a walk thing for a reason. Here's one that's as I get older. Here's one here's my version of going for a walk with my cousins that have happened, because we're not going off and smoking weed. That doesn't make any sense. That's another one of those examples of like, this is social media. People aren't doing this.
Oh,
no one
for
does
sure.
this.
Kind of like the Twitter clapbacks.
I don't
sure.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't really believe that you guys are going up and going for walks and just coming back like nothing happened.
Right.
Anyway,
Just blazed out of your mind.
But
yeah, probably not.
I have done a version of that with cousins as I've been an older age, where actually my cousin who's a priest, I don't know who listens to this, probably no one, which is good, but he's a priest, but he's like my age in the sense where he's like, low 30s. There have been gatherings at my family's house where it's like all my family's old, a lot of old people hanging out talking about old people stuff, sitting around drinking lemonade, and my cousin has been like, hey, sure, let's go, and he just go to
the bar, right?
Yes, and he just takes us to
Get
a bar
hammered?
for like, and I don't know if we get hammered. Because I don't know if we'll just go for like 2 hours and just come back and all the old people are still sitting in their same place, and it's like, yeah, this was definitely a nice reprieve from people asking me when I'm going to get married
yeah,
or
for
like,
sure.
say, oh, when you were this tall, I was like, yeah, I get it, I was small once. All right, yeah, I've heard the story every year that I've been here.
Those questions though from family, Jared, can certainly be like a big stressor sometimes. Like,
yeah,
why don't you have a girlfriend? Why aren't you married? Or
yeah.
And if you've got those like nosy family members
I found a good. I guess you could call it a clapback. Let me find it. A good response to
I'm
that.
excited.
So the response was, here it is. Here it is. As Chad would say, here we go. Visits family. Someone puts in stars. Family. Why don't you have kids? And he responds, I mess with really cool women. And I think that's great. Let's be like, yeah, I'm just good at finding people that have no interest in that. That's really all it comes down to.
Right.
And I like that response. But yeah, and you know what's annoying to me? It's not even really being asked that, because I don't get asked that a lot. But then my old family members telling me why I'm a catch. That's what I really hate. Because I'm like,
Jared, but you're so handsome.
And sometimes I like to, for fun.
You've got a great job.
Sometimes for fun, I like to give them a classic Jared answer, and they never know how to respond. Like, like one of my great aunt was asking me a couple of years ago. Last time I was in Louisiana, asked me why I wasn't in, and I was like, I don't know, I just haven't found the right. She's like, but you're so handsome. She's like, you're so handsome. I don't know how you even managed to find a girlfriend or whatever, or a wife or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but get to know me for 10 minutes and you'll find out my personality is horribly ugly or something like that. And it always
is a Jared answer.
It always just like leads to speechlessness from the old person. And I'm like in my head, I'm like, why are we having this conversation? Why are we doing this? We don't need to have this conversation. Because you're not ready for this conversation.
Right. It's like what you taught me years ago, Jared, and I've never forgotten. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Did I tell you that? That's hilarious. I'll take credit for that.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's one that I learned from like a therapist, and I'm like, what are you, crazy? And I want to know if you've ever done this. Tell people when they're bothering you. Just be honest with your feelings with your family. And
it depends
with how they make you feel.
I guess it depends what they do and how far they go. Thankfully, I'm trying to think. I don't even know if I don't know if he's like an uncle or like a distant cousin. It's just an older dude on my mom's side of the family, and he definitely got a little too saucy a couple times, and a couple people
saucy
told
how?
him
Like he
too drunk.
I gotcha.
I think
Sauced
he said some
up.
shit when he
Gotcha. At first I thought I didn't know if you meant drunk or he would start saying some wild shit, but it seems like both.
Well, he did after. Yeah, it
the
was
sauced
both,
up this being sauced up led to some saucy words.
Exactly. That's why I went for the saucy. Exactly.
Covered it all.
But thankfully, there haven't been a bunch of huge ones. I don't know. Thankfully, there's not a ton of drama in my family, but it's still, man, it's I had some older relatives that definitely did not approve of my sister who was gay. So that was a little awkward, but I was pretty young at that time. So what's an 11 or 12-year-old gonna
you
gonna
say
to your 80-year-old? Yeah. So would you tell your family members if they that really hurt my feelings?
No. I wouldn't. I would just take it. And I feel sometimes I do feel like I am like I feel like I'm the easiest one to make fun of. One, I'm sort of in like my group of cousins that are sort of like the friendly group, and then my sister's in that group and whatnot. I'm the youngest one. Also, I think there's probably more women than men in this sort of group of like if we're hanging out, like the sort of hangout group. And so I feel like I'm the youngest and I'm a dude, and so I'm sort of an easy butt. And then also being the youngest, it's harder to like go back the other way at someone older than you, because we're talking like an age range like up to like like low 50s. We're talking like 30s to like low 50s or whatever. So
at
it's
least
like
the low 50s you can start making midlife crisis jokes.
But it doesn't go over well when a young person says that, like, and then I
That's
just,
true.
I feels like whenever I make comebacks, I'm the asshole. Yet it's fun to make fun of me. That's how I feel. Why do I feel like I'm all of a sudden talking to my therapist?
That was my goal for today's episode, Jay.
But that is. But so sometimes I feel like, and I feel like I struggle to step down from like word battles.
Right.
But I'm getting better. One way I've actually learned to do that, and it's hard for me to do this because I love the game, but I think I'm at a point where I have a rule where I can't play spades with my family. I can't do it.
Oh, it just gets too intense?
It always ends with some sort of animosity somewhere on the table. Always.
Really? Okay.
I mean, it's a stereotype to say that, at least a black community stereotype to say. It's like Uno. Spades is like the black community Uno. Or Monopoly. That's another great example.
Ooh, Monopoly will have people flipping tables
like
and
relationship ruiners.
Right. Oh, for sure.
And it's like I've had a few like arguments with people at the table, and it's like I don't argue. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Ooh, Jared's getting heated today. I like it.
Turn myself down again. I don't argue with people, and it's like this game brings out the worst in me. But I love the game.
That's
I love
why
a good
people.
game.
Yeah.
I'm a competitive bitch. I love a good competitive game. But it's like I can't be arguing like this. This is not me. It is not healthy.
It is. You can definitely take some of those card games against family personally, especially once people start talking shit. Get a couple drinks in them too.
And that definitely happens, and we're also definitely like a game night kind of family. Like we got all sorts of games. But spades is one that I think I have to recuse. Is that the right term? Recuse myself from. Although every now and again I do slip, and when I do, I'm like, this is why I had the rule. This is why the rule is in place.
Here's a reminder. Take a mental note.
Called my cousin a bitch. Okay, this is a bad night. Bad night.
Someone threw a drink at me. I ducked.
Not good.
Stained the wall.
Not worth it. And especially not worth it when you also lose. Then it's even worse.
Oh, yeah. That's add an insult to injury right there, Jared, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thankfully for me, we never got super competitive. Although that's not true. I've definitely seen my older cousins, not really get in a full-on fist fight, but definitely some shoving and a little yelling through even just like backyard, like football, soccer, basketball. Take a little bit of a rough foul,
I haven't seen physicality with my family, really, but we don't really.
Didn't you make your little cousin cry though during basketball?
That's different though. That was just
fair enough.
That was just us playing sport over summer in his driveway. That wasn't nothing to do with the holidays.
Nothing with the holidays.
That was just two young boys that were trying to flex their sports skills at each other, and it was literally just a perfect example of toxic masculinity. No, that's a little different. But in general, my family, we don't do so you guys do like a Thanksgiving football game, touch, quote unquote, football game that somehow ends up ending with people slightly pushing each other harder than they probably should have, or something like that, or like a softball game.
Oh yeah, we've done all those. Yeah,
Oh,
baseball.
okay. Yeah, my
all
family
sorts
doesn't
of
do
them.
that
Soccer.
stuff.
Okay.
But I could definitely see how that could. Well, my cousin's husband, he tore his ACL or is that
Damn.
or Achilles? Excuse me, Achilles.
Ooh, oh no,
which is even
that's
worse.
bad. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Playing basketball with my cousins that are like like teenage or they're like 22 and he's like
Bro.
54.
Bro, my nephew crossed me in basketball. Dude, literally broke my damn ankles. I mean, not literally, but I fell over. I bruised my hand pretty bad. I cut it, bruised it.
That's a hard moment for any adult is when it's like, all right, now these kids are officially better than me and at sports.
Yep. And he's already taller than me, dude.
Which
he's
probably
like
means
5'10"
that
already.
he might be able to beat you up. If it comes down
Not
to
yet.
it.
Not yet, but there will come a day, Jared, for sure.
That's
where
true.
He's
I
definitely
think
big and strong enough.
Once it comes to beating someone up, you also have to factor in the years of just pent up rage.
That's true.
That every
That's
human
true.
has within them over years of living.
Right. Well,
So
and
that's true.
body weight can make a big difference.
Oh, that's all right.
know,
All right, yeah, that's
you
fair.
know,
All right, let's stop talking about
yeah.
why you can beat up your nephew.
Right. Well, I never would. I love
brought
him
it
to
up.
death.
That's my fault. But it's
Right.
like, all right, now this is starting to get weird.
Well, hey, Jared, that's a way to de-stress. A couple good punches. No, I'm just
Here's
kidding.
another
Don't-
good
don't
way to
actually do that.
de-stress. Not that I do this every now and again. I knock it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to be one of those years. But here's a good way to de-stress or minimize stress, I should say, during the holidays. Good gifts. That'll shut them up.
Yes, dude.
That always shuts them up. Good gifts.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to mention that and talk about that a little bit today. Because that's a huge one.
Yes.
And I'm pretty stoked about some of the gifts that I've gotten for some of my family members because I've done a good portion of my Christmas shopping. Need to get a couple of other things. But let me ask you first though, Jared, yes, giving good gifts is a great way to de-stress for the holidays. But I want to kind of flip the coin here. What stresses you out about it the most? Like, where does a lot of the stress come from?
Not knowing what they want. Like, not. I don't think I
Okay.
know a lot of it's just the thoughtfulness aspect of it, where it's like, am I getting you something or getting you something that you even care about? Like, here's one that I know is a good one. I have a painting at my house somewhere, and my sister used to always comment that she wanted it and that she almost felt like she had some sort of birthright to it or something. And I love that because it's mine. And I found a copy of it online, a nice copy. And when I was at their house last time, I saw it framed up. I was like, that's a good gift. It's a good gift.
Yep.
You see it clearly. It's being put to use. Clearly, that's what she wanted it. It's up on the wall. That feels
Jared,
good. That was a good gift. That was like 3 years ago, though, 4 years ago.
Well, Jared, you literally read my mind. I want to bring up something that you just said. Usefulness. To me, that's like a big thing about like a good gift. Like, I kid you not, dude. I've got my nephews both skateboards. I've seen them use them. I've seen them have fun with them. Also, this may sound like a silly gift, but even like a basketball or something useful for somebody. And it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. But so even like you said, like decor. My mom personally loves decorations, so oddly enough, we have like a cow kitchen. So any ridiculous, cute little knickknack that's cow related can be a quote unquote useful gift.
I realized this holiday season that my Christmas gift wish list could get even more like old person-y and more like kind of depressing.
In what ways?
Depressing to childhood me. I thought excitement over socks would be the highlight. But my mom was asking me what I wanted for Christmas this year, and I really didn't know what to tell her. So I told her gift cards. We talked about that. But I also thought of actually some stuff that I could really use that I haven't updated in a long time. And it's some really basic stuff. So I said the gift cards. Adidas was one. Another one to like some place that sells art. I was like, I don't want you to buy me the art because I don't even know what I want. So you definitely don't know what I want. But if you could somehow find a place that sells art and give me a gift card to it, I'm sure I could find something. Other than that, towels and sheets I asked for.
Damn, you are getting old, Jared. Let me give you a necktie while we're at it, too. Or some cufflinks.
I asked for towels and sheets, and I was like, "What is this coming to?" And I was like, "I can't believe I just asked." I was like, I kind of do want a new mountain bike too, because I sold my other one when I moved. But I can't ask. What am I going to ask for $1,000 gift? That's so ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, for sure. Well, see, that's the tricky thing about gifts when you get to be our age, Jared, is like a lot of the stuff that I like or want is like kind of expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like a new guitar is going to cost you easily over a couple $100. You know, like other stuff that I would love to have, a lot of it's like over 100. I feel like my maximum gift limit for a lot of well, it depends on my relationship with you, but it could range anywhere, Jared, from $20 to maybe a little bit over $100, depending. Like I've definitely spent over $100 on my parents before. Believe it or not, actually, my niece and my nephews. Not all the time, but for like bigger holidays or like birthdays, you know.
My limit for my immediate family is like $100 per person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. Yeah, and I think even a gift card, even like for me, I would honestly be happy if somebody got me like a $20 or $25 gift card for somewhere. Like for me, it's not necessarily about the actual amount. Like sure, like a $50 or $100 gift card is always nice, but if you give me like a $20 or $25 one, it's not like I'm going to be like angry at somebody and be like, "Oh, you're so cheap."
Because
like,
it'll go towards something. The money will be used. You know what would be a good one? I would like that I never even thought of would be like a gift card to like a food delivery or something like that. That's a good one for like someone our age or younger or I don't know, anyone that uses
anybody.
Anyone that uses that stuff. Because I don't think it would be a good gift for like your parents though. Because
actually, I've got.
In Dexter, I'm saying because Dexter does not seem like a great place for like Grubhub or DoorDash.
That's true.
But like if someone lived in like New York or Philadelphia or Chicago or any city bigger than Dexter,
I
don't have to go that big.
Even Ann Arbor, you'd be fine. Yeah, exactly.
But any sort of city where it's realistic. Not if you're in Butte, Montana, maybe, but like
Well, if you are in Butte, Montana, Jared, what you need to do then is find out what restaurants they like there.
Yeah.
I would
too. You know what? Yeah. That's actually what I think I'll do for my parents. I need to figure out. I think because they're foodies, and I constantly like, and I think I'm switching over more towards also trying to find like experiences too.
Sure.
So I think I'm gonna try to figure out somehow whatever is. I should probably do this now. I'm talking about this.
Jared, here.
Figure out like whatever is a nice restaurant in New Orleans or whatever, and get them like a $100 gift card or whatever.
Let me, what was the modified saying? Let me feed two birds with one bowl, Jared. That's a friendlier way to saying killing two birds with one stone.
Yes.
Let me feed two birds with one bowl for you, Jared. I think if you gave your parents, or like I feel like a lot of adults, this is like a good kind of adult gift. I would say like honestly, like probably like 30 and up maybe would be like a gift card to like a winery. Because at a winery, they could make a day out of it if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they live in Louisiana. They're not in a great
maybe
area for it. That is a great idea. That's actually a really good idea. But it might be tough in Louisiana. I don't know if
that's
they're in the right
That's
place
a good point.
I don't know if there's a lot of wineries around
right. Maybe
there.
not.
But that is a good idea.
Even in Michigan, that would work.
Works
in
Michigan.
You could totally do that in Michigan for sure.
And when I was in Toronto a couple of years ago, there were some cool wineries like an hour, 40 minutes, hour outside of the city. It was cool.
Worth the drive.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if it would work in Louisiana, but that is a good idea. Tell me. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah. The gift giving is actually one of the things that brings me a lot of joy for the holidays. But I can totally see why it can bring. Well, another reason
You're
too,
good
Jared,
at it, as we've talked about it. I'm not. It's not that I'm not good at it. But I feel like I get in my head. It activates some level, some part of my anxiety. And
well, Jared, what my parameters for kind of looking for a gift is, as we mentioned, useful. The thing I like about a gift card actually is, for some people, I think like to make the choice of what they want to use it for, right? So that's why a gift card can be great. Like if somebody's into cooking, unless you know specifically like what like utensil or pot or pan or whatever they're looking for, just get them a gift card, right?
Yeah. And you
that's
could
the
even
beauty
do
of
like
it.
where it's like, well, I know you like cooking, so I got you a gift card to like, what is it, William at Sonoma? That's the cooking
Sure.
place
Or
that's in the
Pamper
mall
Chef.
or whatever. I've never heard of that one, but yeah, like I got you
Right.
a gift card where you can spend $100 and get whatever cooking utensil or tool or whatever you want.
Exactly.
Where it's like, but yeah, because that's a struggle I feel like as I get older too, where it's like, it's not even about, maybe it's not even about I don't know what you want. I know the category, but really you know what you want.
Yep.
And
You know better than I do.
I know your hobby, so I know you'll like if I get you money to spend in this hobby,
Right.
you'll probably use it somehow. But like I don't know
for
your
sure.
hobby well enough to know the right way to spend, the money for you.
Right. Exactly. Like for me, like a gift card to like a music shop, guitar store, something like that. Obviously, like that was one that was on my list this year. Because once again, like I would, I'm not going to ask my parents or my, sister or anybody in my family to like shell out a bunch of money for like a new guitar or amp or effect pedal or something. But
And they're not
$20
like-
towards
they don't know
it
what
or
they're
$30
looking for, too.
Right.
They're like, I don't know what that is.
Well, I mean, I could tell them, but once again,
Sure.
it's all going back to how much of a financial, because I just don't feel right telling people I'd like this thing if it's going to be a lot of money. Like and that's a reason why I think a lot of people get stressed as well, Jared, about gifts is the financial part of it. Some people, if you've got a big family, holidays can be, that can be a big extra chunk of change for some people.
That's true. That's true.
I just want to acknowledge that some people out there, they've got to be really careful with their spending and how they can do that. So that's why, though, I think even gift cards can be a good thing, because even if it's, $5-10, I know that's not a lot, but if it's somebody in your family who's kind of struggling financially, sometimes, it's just the thought that counts. Or honestly, Jared, this may sound a little cheesy and cliche, but I've gotten even like crafts or drawings from like my nephews and other people in my family as well, even students of mine as like a end of semester gift. I've had some students actually who made like some drawings. And honestly, dude, I cherished that more than
You feel the need to keep those? You have like
I have
you have
them.
them somewhere in a folder somewhere.
I do.
How
yep.
long do you have to keep those before you can get rid of them?
I have all of mine from my students from the last, since I've started teaching, but I've only been teaching and working in, like higher ed, Jared, since 2014.
Sure.
So, well, shit, dude, in 2 years, that'll be a decade.
I feel like I'm getting to a
Holy
point.
shit, that's crazy.
That's true. I feel like I'm getting to a point where, like, I no longer feel like I might now do a move where like I get a card from someone, I read it, shake it out to see if there's any money, of course. and
Jared's
like
feeling the envelopes before he even opens it to see if there's
and
like a
then-
wad
yeah,
of cash
and
in
it's
there.
not, I just throw it away. But then I'll just throw it away. Like I'm not really a person to save cards and stuff anymore, because I kind of feel like, what am I going back and reading these? Like I understand sort of the aspect of why one would choose to do that, but is there really like why I never go back and look at these, and it's not
Jared,
decoration.
call me weird because I've got a bunch of old. I got like a box with a bunch of old cards and stuff like
I
that.
have none. Zero.
Maybe I should go back and read that. Speaking of, you mentioned like going back and looking at literature and like other stuff like that. Maybe I should do that this holiday season.
You wouldn't. That's not enjoyable to you. That's not enjoyable.
A little bit, yeah. Well, because some of mine are from like when I was abroad. So when I got like packages from family and stuff when I was abroad. I don't know, man. It's kind of nice. It's a way to reminisce, I guess.
Sure. I think you have a more healthy relationship with your emotions as well. Like I feel.
You think so? Really?
Then I do. Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
yeah, I knew.
I don't mean than the
yeah.
world. I just mean than me.
Well, sure.
Yes,
Maybe.
I 100% think you do.
Okay.
Because I feel because I'm like I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I want that in my life. I don't need that.
That's fair. Well, it's one last one that I wanted to bring up today, Jared, which can be a holiday stressor as well, is actually the opposite of what we kind of mentioned earlier, which is if you're spending the holidays alone. I know for some people that can be really tough.
Yeah.
And it's not just Christmas. It could be all sorts of different holidays. It could be New Year's. It could be Thanksgiving. Who knows? Maybe if you're really into Halloween, you could be sad spending Halloween alone.
Yeah. I spent Christmas alone during the pandemic last year. Not alone, but I didn't go home. But to Louisiana, I should say. But I spent it alone in Philadelphia one year. That was kind of depressing.
I remember that.
I thought I would like it more than I did because I am kind of a loner in general. And I mentioned all that stuff earlier about how being around groups of people. But it was kind of depressing watching everyone have fun without me. I almost was like, you guys are supposed to be like sad.
FOMO,
You're not
man,
supposed to be
it's
having
real.
this much fun without me here.
Maybe that's why they're having that much fun. No, I'm just kidding, Jared.
Oh, God.
Sorry, it was too easy. I'm just kidding.
That was too easy. I was going to be in bed
you
tonight.
gave me the alley-oop, bro.
God.
I couldn't.
He's totally right. So yeah, I totally feel that way. You know what's a weird one for that for me is also New Year's, where it's like I don't really want to do shit for New Year's per se,
Bro,
but
I
also
barely stay awake until midnight these days.
But also, like on the years where I don't have any plans for New Year's, it is kind of depressing when it's like, but I don't know, I probably wouldn't even want to do the plans that I got invited to. Yet it's depressing not to have any plans.
Oh, for sure. Dude, I have to say though, one of my favorite New Year's was hanging out with you in Chicago.
That was
a solid New Year's.
That was a good one.
Fun.
And I think it turned out better than our actual plan.
Yeah,
because
true.
our plan was to go hit up a bunch of bars, and that didn't happen for whatever reason.
just
I
hung
have
out
no
at-
idea
yeah.
why that didn't happen, but it didn't happen.
Well, it was bad weather, dude. It was bad weather.
Yeah.
Too much snow
That's true.
and motion
And
sickness,
us,
man.
and you and I just hanging out at the crib, and,
That was fun.
and drinking and chilling and chit chatting was better than probably all the packed bars we would have hit up
for
waiting
sure.
in lines outside and shit. Ugh,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
nightmare.
I will
That was
say
a good
though,
one.
dude.
That was a good one.
I mean, we kind of mentioned it though. Hitting the bars can be a good way to de-stress a little bit too, or let a little steam out.
That's true. Yeah, I agree.
Or if you
my
are
move,
feeling
the move that the Louisiana move, because that's where I go for the holidays almost exclusively.
you get your drive-through daiquiris, bro.
There you go. The daiquiri is the move. I told you I've been to the bar with my cousin a couple times, but really, the daiquiri is the move because you bring it back home, and then you can get gallons of it, where it's like a milk carton gallon.
Gallon?
No joke, it's a milk carton gallon. It's kind of annoying because you gotta like squeeze, like it's sort of so even though price wise it's kind of annoying to handle, but we've gotten it before.
Gotcha.
And we just
Okay.
keep it in the freezer, and we just go back and forth to the freezer all night and trying to squeeze. And by the end of the night, it's just like a deformed gallon with like remnants of daiquiri in
it's
it
been so squeezed.
because it's
That's
just been
funny.
crunched all night long.
Right. There's some ASMR for you, Jared.
That would work. That would be
you
great
go.
for the ASMR. Then I would do it like of me sipping.
Yep.
Hold on, let me turn up on my volume again. No, I'm
Oh
kidding.
God, here we go. Oh, here we go again. Yeah. Oh man. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with being alone for the holidays because
Have you ever been alone for the holidays?
I've done it. Well, yeah. When I was in China,
Oh, right.
I had
Was that the
Christmas.
first time?
Yeah. I get
Because you have like parents that like come visit you if you're in Europe.
right. Well, that was a lot of fun too. Actually, my parents when they came to the Czech Republic, and then we were in Germany and Austria for Christmas 2019. That was great. But 2020, dude, before the pandemic really fully started, I guess, or the very beginning of it. Yeah, when I was in China, Christmas and New Year's was,
They
at
don't
the time,
celebrate
I was
Christmas in China, do they?
no, dude. I hope I don't lose my passport after I say this, Jared. I worked on Christmas. I taught.
It's just
And
a
then-
normal. Just 25th
Yeah,
is just
just a
another
normal
day to
day.
them.
And you get
I
apples.
love how in my Western brain, like it's almost hard to even comprehend that it's just.
Yeah.
this.
Dude, it kind of felt like a crime working on the 25th. It
like
felt
I'm so
weird,
confused.
right? Like, what is this?
Do you guys not know it's Christmas right now? Did you bring it? I mean, did you bring it up?
My
Because you
students
kind of
said
teach
Merry
about
Christmas,
that.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
it's so culturally
it's like the
huge.
very end of the semester, right?
that I'm sure, of course, they know.
And
They're
they
not-
asked me all sorts of questions. It was fun,
They're on the internet.
though. Doing well, it's a lot more limited over there what they can read about Christmas, I guess. Especially the actual. Well, even though it's technically, Jared, a pagan
You're
holiday.
telling me there's a war on Christmas in China?
you never know, Jared.
Uh-oh.
You never know.
Don't let the conservatives know.
Right? No kidding. Because they already love China so much, those conservatives.
That'll be what starts World War III, is the war on Christmas.
Oh, maybe, dude. Maybe you were texting me that Ukrainian tweet the other day.
That's
but
crazy,
you
dude.
might have just persuaded. Yeah.
So
man,
when I
that was
texted
wild.
Chad, the official Ukraine Twitter account.
I'm surprised you didn't retweet that on our untranslatable. Well,
Listen, I'm not trying to get
Russia
Chad.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair, Jared. Me
The
neither.
official
Me neither.
Ukrainian Twitter account. So there's a popular sort of meme on Twitter where it's like a migraine hurts this part of your head. It's
Yeah,
like a red
different
part of
places
this part.
of the
And then the
headaches,
last one will be like my mom's cooking on Thanksgiving, and it's like your whole head, which means like it's terrible essentially. So Ukraine posted one where it's like types of headaches, migraine, hypertension, stress, hurt this part, and then the last one is living next to Russia, and the whole head is just in pain. And
Dude, that person probably got, don't you think?
Yeah,
Or like fired,
as I
or-
tweeted, and I stand by as I texted to you. They should definitely be careful next time they go turn on their car.
Oh, for sure,
Do
dude.
a Born Identity-esque. Anyway,
Right.
and then someone tweeted, not Ukraine shit posting their way through a possible invasion.
Oh man, that's
yeah,
crazy.
and then someone's like, World War III is going to be started off of a meme. And that's
Might
what
be, dude, or like
yeah.
I wrote to you, or TikTok maybe.
I mean, it definitely felt like that with our last president, where it's like we're about to
Right,
go into a war
tweet
based
away
off
from
of some
World War
like
III.
petty tweet.
Oh man,
It definitely felt like we're always
would
close
the
to
founders
a
of
tweet-based
Twitter
war.
be accused of war crimes, Jared? If that's how World War III started?
You know, it would really be something if Twitter is what caused the next war, when really Facebook is where like all of the bad stuff. You know, it's the different sort of like that's where like all the propaganda is like really pumped out. But I feel like Twitter is where whenever someone needs to reference what like just some random stranger in public said, they always go to Twitter. Right. So yeah, that I could 100% see Twitter starting the next war. I mean, there's no way that it's not going to be something that has to do with the internet, or something like some leaked
probably.
email or something, or like some.
Well, see, that's the thing I worry about, Jared. Is like if there were like some I feel like a cyber war might be like our next war.
That's what a Cold War will turn into, not
Maybe.
like the '80s version. But
dude, what if it starts from like a meme with like a virus? Like, what if that Ukraine meme, dude, was like the
click this link for more memes, and now the whole
Exactly.
Russian
computer screen just turns off and turns back on, and like
their whole
looks
internet
like
infrastructure just goes down.
Oh man, we should joke about this, dude. That would be so terrible.
We're making jokes, but also this all could definitely happen. Like I feel like this is all very realistic.
Now you're giving me some more stress and anxiety during the holiday season, Jared. Thanks a lot.
You weren't stressed about World War III before this conversation?
Well, not since Trump has been off Twitter. At least it's lowered my anxiety, that's for sure. But yeah, dude. I mean, there's a lot of valid reasons though why people get stressed out during the holidays, and
yeah.
As much as I do enjoy the holiday spirit, whatever that means, Jared, I think it's important to talk about some of the reasons why people get stressed.
Well, you do. We did talk about that. You like the music. You like the decorations. Yeah.
I might have listened to a little bit of Michael Bublé Christmas, maybe, Jared, once or twice.
He's your guilty pleasure. You love Michael Bublé, which
dude.
you wouldn't expect for someone like you.
With all country and metal and rap music is my Spotify Wrapped. Then there's this Michael Bublé Christmas sprinkled in there.
I remember in college when we found out that you were a secret Booble head, and we're like, "Oh, Chad's real into the Boobles."
Yep. You caught me. Well, Jared, that's a good way to de-stress for the holidays. Indulge in some of your guilty pleasures.
That's true. Listen. Michael the Boobles is a lot better holiday de-stressor than like listening to like Swimming Pool by Mac Miller. If you're trying
Although I might turn that on and wallow in my sadness a little bit too.
Yeah, but that's not
sometimes
that's
you gotta
not
acknowledge and accept those feelings, Jared.
That's true. Just like when you see a deer on the road, you just have to go into it. You can't try to veer out of the way. That's more dangerous. You just go head on, take it in.
Yeah.
Brace
Accept
for
it
impact.
for what it is.
Brace for emotional impact.
There you go, dude. Check out that song. Brace for Impact. It's a good one.
By who?
By Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good one. I think you might like it, though. I know you're not a country head or country fan, but it's got more of a rock kind of feel to it. I think you might like it. Brace for impact. Thing in parentheses, it's live a little. Okay. Which sometimes that's what you got to do, Jared. Well, this has been a fun episode, man. I've enjoyed talking about holiday stressors. And I've got to say, man, I will make a confession. This has definitely de-stressed the holidays a little bit for me, just talking about this with you. So I appreciate it, buddy. And to all of our listeners out there, let us know how you de-stress for the holidays at untranslatablepodcast at gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube and Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast. Slide into our DMs on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. And please, 5-star reviews on iTunes. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, děkujeme, muchas gracias, shusha, and do svidania.